Did you know that a single food sitting in your fridge right now could trigger a fatal heart attack while you sleep? Every year, thousands of seniors die in their sleep, not because of illness, but because of something they ate just hours before bedtime. In this video, I'll reveal the 7 most dangerous foods that people over 65 should never eat before bed, including the exact snack that caused a healthy 76-year-old man to die suddenly in his sleep. Don't be the next tragic story. Stay with me until the end. It could literally save your life tonight. Let me introduce you to Franklin, a 76-year-old retiree from Pennsylvania. He was active, cheerful, and loved spending his evenings with a crossword puzzle and his favorite snack, a few slices of pepperoni with crackers and cheese. It was his nightly comfort. Until one night, Franklin never woke up. His daughter found him the next morning in his recliner, remote still in his hand. The medical examiner later confirmed he suffered a fatal heart attack in the middle of the night. But here's the part that shocked everyone. His doctor pointed to a very specific trigger: the processed meat he'd eaten just 2 hours before bed. It wasn't a coincidence. Dangerous food number 1, processed meats, salami, pepperoni, bacon, hot dogs, etc. According to a 2020 study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, regular consumption of processed meats increases the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 42%, largely due to the sodium nitrates and preservatives they contain. When digested, these chemicals convert into nitrosamines, toxic compounds known to inflame blood vessels and spike blood pressure, and the danger gets worse at night. Dr. Stephen Kopetke, a cardiologist at the Mayo Clinic, explains, during deep sleep, the heart slows down to recover. But when your body's under inflammation from something like processed meats, it's forced to work harder, especially when blood pressure regulation naturally drops in older adults. That's when fatal events happen. Franklin had no idea that his favorite bedtime snack was quietly building up to a breaking point. So ask yourself, is a slice of salami really worth the risk of not waking up tomorrow? If you're craving protein before bed, make a safer choice. A few slices of roasted turkey breast, or a hard-boiled egg, rich in nutrients, low in sodium, and gentle on your heart. Because tonight, a small switch could save your life. Dangerous food number 2, high-sugar cereals and desserts. That sweet little treat before bed, the cereal, the cookie, even a flavored yogurt. It might seem innocent, but it could be sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster that puts deadly stress on your heart while you sleep, especially if you're over 65. And the worst part? Most people have no idea it's happening. Take Irene, a 72-year-old from Minnesota. She thought her bedtime snack of vanilla yogurt and a cookie was actually helping her sleep. But for months, she'd been waking up in the early hours of the morning, drenched in sweat, heart racing, sometimes shaking uncontrollably. Her doctor had her wear a continuous glucose monitor for a week. The data shocked them both. Her blood sugar was spiking to near diabetic levels within an hour of her snack, and then crashing dangerously low between 2 and 4 a.m. Her heart was under massive pressure right when it was supposed to be resting. According to a 2018 study in diabetes care, older adults experience more dramatic nighttime glucose swings, especially after consuming refined sugars close to bedtime. This triggers a spike in insulin, followed by a sharp crash, what doctors call nocturnal hypoglycemia. Dr. Rita Freeman, a cardiometabolic specialist at Stanford Health, explains, when your blood sugar plummets during sleep, your body releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. In seniors, this reaction can spike heart rate and blood pressure suddenly, increasing the risk of arrhythmia or even cardiac arrest. The body interprets the sugar crash as a crisis, and your heart bears the burden. Are you unknowingly putting your heart through a nightly emergency? If you're craving something sweet before bed, skip the cookies, cereal, and sweetened yogurts. Instead, reach for a small apple with natural almond butter or plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon. These give you slow-burning energy without the crash or the cardiac risk. Because let's face it, no cookie is worth a 3 a.m. trip to the ER, or worse, not waking up at all. Dangerous food number 3, processed cheese. That innocent-looking slice of cheese on your cracker, it might be doing a lot more harm than you think. Processed cheese is one of the most dangerous hidden threats for seniors after 65, especially when eaten in the evening. It doesn't just affect your digestion, it can raise your blood pressure, cause fluid retention, and put serious stress on your heart, right when your body is most vulnerable, during sleep. Let me tell you about Dorothy, a 69-year-old retired school counselor from Colorado. She loved winding down at night with a small snack, usually cheddar cheese and whole grain crackers. It was her comfort ritual, but over time, she began experiencing something terrifying. She would wake up breathless at 2 or 3 a.m., her chest tight, her heart pounding. Her doctor initially suspected anxiety until they did a sleep study and monitored her overnight blood pressure. The result? Dangerously elevated levels, caused by sodium retention from her nightly processed cheese. According to the American Heart Association, processed cheese products are high in sodium and saturated fats, which can increase blood pressure, cause water retention, and elevate cardiovascular risk during sleep. A 2019 study published in Hypertension, Journal of the AHA, found that high sodium intake in the evening led to a significant rise in nighttime blood pressure, especially in adults over 60. Dr. Leonard Mason, a cardiologist from UCLA, explains, "When you're lying down, your kidneys slow down, your blood pressure dips naturally, but add sodium and saturated fat into the mix before bed, and your heart is forced to work harder all night long, sometimes beyond its limit." Dorothy's overnight spikes in blood pressure were directly tied to her evening snack. Once she removed processed cheese from her routine, her symptoms vanished within days. So if you're reaching for that slice of cheese at night, think again. Is it really worth the risk of waking up breathless or not waking up at all? Instead, try a small portion of unsalted nuts or a slice of fresh, low-sodium mozzarella if you must have dairy. These options are easier on your heart and won't cause dangerous fluid buildup while you sleep. Your heart needs rest, not resistance. Make the switch tonight. Your life may depend on it. Dangerous food number 4, alcoholic beverages. That harmless nightcap, the glass of wine, or the little whiskey you use to unwind before bed, it might be slowly strangling your heart while you sleep, without you ever realizing it. Alcohol before bedtime doesn't just disrupt sleep. For seniors over 65, it can trigger dangerous oxygen drops, irregular heart rhythms, and even silent strokes during deep sleep. Edgar, a 75-year-old retired engineer from Oregon, had a simple ritual: 2 glasses of red wine with dinner, and sometimes a small pour of whiskey before bed. He slept deeply, or so he thought, until he started waking up groggy, lightheaded, and short of breath. A sleep study revealed something alarming. His oxygen levels were dropping below 85% multiple times per hour, putting strain on his heart night after night. His doctor told him bluntly, "If you don't stop drinking before bed, you may not wake up one of these mornings." According to the Stanford Sleep Medicine Center, alcohol relaxes the muscles in your throat, increasing the risk of airway obstruction and sleep apnea, even in people who don't normally snore. A 2017 study in the Lancet Respiratory Medicine found that alcohol before sleep reduces oxygen saturation by up to 15% in older adults and triples the risk of nocturnal cardiac events. Dr. Rafael Pilo, clinical professor at Stanford, explains, alcohol masks sleep disorders while worsening their effects. In seniors, this often leads to undiagnosed heart strain during deep sleep, a perfect storm for stroke or heart failure. So ask yourself honestly, is that glass of wine really worth the risk of not waking up tomorrow? If you're looking for something to relax with before bed, swap the alcohol for tart cherry juice, rich in melatonin and antioxidants, or a warm cup of chamomile tea, proven to support healthy sleep and heart function. You don't need alcohol to unwind. You need your heart to keep beating. Choose sleep, not sedation. Choose life. Dangerous food number 5, caffeinated foods and drinks. Think caffeine only affects you if you drink it right before bed? Think again. That cup of coffee with dessert. That square of dark chocolate after dinner. Even a harmless tea could still be silently raising your heart rate at 3 a.m. Caffeine lingers in your system far longer than you think. And for older adults, that can mean interrupted sleep, nighttime palpitations, and even dangerous arrhythmias. Lois, a 71-year-old grandmother from New Mexico, thought she had a mild caffeine habit. She'd have a small piece of dark chocolate after dinner, sometimes a cup of decaf coffee. But she started waking up in the middle of the night with her heart pounding, hands clammy, and a tight chest. She assumed it was anxiety, but her doctor disagreed. After a Holter monitor test, they discovered her heart rhythm was spiking between 2 and 4 a.m. And the culprit? Residual caffeine in her system, 6 hours after her last bite of chocolate. According to a 2016 study from Harvard Medical School's Division of Sleep Medicine, caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours in healthy adults, and even longer in seniors due to slower liver metabolism. This means half of the caffeine you consume at dinner is still active deep into the night. The study showed that caffeine consumed even 6 hours before bedtime significantly disrupts sleep quality, heart rate variability, and increases risk of nocturnal hypertension in adults over 65. Dr. Charles Cheisler, lead researcher, warns, caffeine is a cardiac stimulant. In aging bodies, it doesn't just keep you awake, it keeps your heart in overdrive when it should be resting. So if you think a little chocolate or decaf coffee after dinner is harmless, think again. Instead, support your sleep and your heart by choosing a banana, rich in potassium and magnesium, or herbal teas like rooibos or chamomile. Naturally caffeine-free and heart-friendly caffeine might taste comforting now. But is it really worth losing sleep or risking a 3 a.m. emergency? Let your heart rest. Cut the caffeine. Dangerous food number 6, high-sodium packaged snacks. The chips in your pantry, the salted crackers you nibble while watching TV, even that low-fat popcorn you snack on before bed. They might be quietly pushing your blood pressure into stroke territory while you sleep. And the scariest part? You won't feel it happening until it's too late. Gloria, a 75-year-old retired office manager from Indiana, had no major health problems. She wasn't on medication, walked daily, and even did light yoga. Her only guilty pleasure? A handful of cheese crackers before bed, every single night. But when she started checking her blood pressure in the morning, something shocked her. It was surging to dangerously high levels between 2 and 4 a.m. while she was asleep. A 24-hour monitor revealed the truth. Her salty evening snack was disrupting her body's natural blood pressure regulation during sleep, silently increasing her risk of stroke. According to a 2021 report from the American College of Cardiology, consuming high-sodium snacks within 3 hours of bedtime can lead to a 10 to 15-point rise in nighttime blood pressure, increased risk of stroke and heart attack during deep sleep, fluid retention and added strain on aging blood vessels. Dr. Wilbert Arano, a geriatric cardiologist at NYU Langone Health, explains, nighttime is when blood pressure should dip to allow the heart to recover, but in older adults, that natural dip is blunted. And when you add sodium late in the day, it can completely reverse, leading to midnight hypertension. That kind of silent stress, it can be deadly. So before you reach for that bag of chips or your favorite crackers tonight, ask yourself, is it worth putting your brain and your heart at risk just for a little crunch? Instead, try cucumber slices or a small bowl of unsalted air-popped popcorn, light, crunchy, and heart-safe. What you snack on at 9 p.m. could shape how you wake up at 6 a.m. or whether you wake up at all. Choose wisely tonight. Dangerous food number 7, fried foods crispy, comforting, familiar, fried chicken, French fries, onion rings. These are foods many of us grew up with. But for seniors over 65, especially before bed, they can be a direct path to a midnight heart attack. You might think it's just heavier food, but the reality, your favorite fried dinner could be the last meal you ever eat. Richard, a 69-year-old Vietnam veteran from Georgia, had no history of heart disease. He loved spending Sunday evenings with his grandkids, and he always cooked for them, especially his famous homemade fried chicken. One night, after a big family dinner, He went to bed feeling full and happy, but he never woke up. His autopsy revealed a massive cardiac arrest, triggered by acute inflammation and fat overload in his bloodstream during sleep. His cardiologist said it was like his heart was ambushed while it was trying to rest. His family was devastated. They had no idea that one high-fat meal could lead to such a sudden tragedy. A 2020 study from the Cleveland Clinic found that eating fried foods, particularly in the evening, can increase inflammatory markers by up to 25% during sleep, elevate blood triglycerides, and raise the risk of plaque rupture, which is a leading cause of nighttime heart attacks. Dr. Stephen Neeson, chair of cardiovascular medicine at Cleveland Clinic, explains, fried foods create a lipid surge that overwhelms the body's defenses, especially at night when inflammation naturally spikes. For aging hearts, that combination can be deadly. So here's the hard truth. That golden, crispy dinner could rob you of a tomorrow, of birthdays, anniversaries, and mornings with the people you love. But you have a choice. Swap fried foods for baked or grilled meals. Or if you still crave that crunch, try air-fried or oven-roasted alternatives with minimal oil, because your arteries aren't just carrying blood, they're carrying your future. Is that fried chicken really worth never seeing your grandkids again? Make the change tonight. Now you know the 7 dangerous foods seniors should never eat before bed. And more importantly, why? Each one may seem small on its own, a piece of cheese, a cookie, a glass of wine, but night after night, they add up. And for your heart, your brain, your future, they could mean the difference between a peaceful night's rest or a silent emergency. You don't need to change your whole life overnight, but you do need to change your nights, because that's when your body's most vulnerable. Start with one swap, one habit, tonight. It could literally save your life. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button. Leave a comment below, which food are you cutting first? And subscribe for more life-saving health tips made just for seniors like you. Most importantly, share this video with someone you love over 65, a parent, a friend, a neighbor. Don't wait until it's too late. Your heart and theirs deserve the chance to wake up tomorrow.